I went from delivering bottles of milk to being forced to shove heroin through doors.
So the government is introducing new legislation which is going to criminalise the grooming of children by adults. Joy, you've had a life experience. People will know your life experience if they've listened to Nicola Tallant's podcast. Can you tell us a little bit about your situation?
I was a child, 11, 12 years of age, and the local milkman was going around the local area with young lads my own age on the back of the truck. I'd see the lads in the back of the truck collecting the money and running, getting the bottles, and it was something that I wanted to do as a child. In the beginning, it was all happy. It was all I was the best lad, the best worker, I was the best everything. But as I said, within weeks that all changed, and I went from delivering bottles of milk and getting pocket money on a Friday to having the best weekends ever, thinking this is brilliant. Being able to go in and throw my mum a tenner and say, there's money towards, I don't know, shopping at 12 years of age. Being able to go and buy my own tracksuits and stuff without putting that pressure on my mum because there were 6 kids in the family. It was amazing, the job, and then within weeks I was being forced to shove heroin through doors, through people's letterboxes, to meet people on drugs and give them heroin. From the first minute I dropped that heroin through the door, there was no going back. It was, I have friends in the guards, I'm gonna shoot your sister, I'll kill your ma. Everything then just became secrets. And I was just overwhelmed by this man and this world that I had never ever been involved in. I wanted to deliver milk to get pocket money. I didn't want to deliver heroin and help cause crime and kill people and get involved in all this mixed up world that I knew nothing about. I'm afraid for my family, I'm afraid of the guards, and then I'm afraid of what my father finds out. And then you're afraid of killing somebody. You may not think that, but as a 12-year-old that was going through my head. I'm thinking if this person takes that heroin and dies, I'm after killing somebody. It's such a world that you can get lost in, and so many things are happening.
Just listen to the sheer volume of things that were going on in your head. It's an awful lot to
yeah,
cope with.
It's all them different things by one person. Just one man can change your whole life. It's 20 years later and I'm still suffering the effects from it. I see the lads standing outside the shops, standing outside on the corners. They've no purpose. And for me, I think purpose is everything. I don't mind this being put out there. I get up every morning and I go to work and I clean toilets for a living. But it's a purpose. It's something for me to focus on. It's not the most glamorous jobs in the world, but it's something that it gets me out of bed. It pays the rent, it pays the bills. Double check with your children. If I was to ask you a question now, how are you today? Are you okay? The first thing you're going to say to me is yeah. I can guarantee you, 90% of the time, you would say yes, I'm okay. Double check. Are you really okay? Ask your children, sit them down. Are you really okay? It's the most, I might sound so stupid to so many people, but everyone says yes 90% of the time, I'm okay. But if you really say to your children, are you okay? Is there something wrong? Have that relationship with them where they can come and talk to you. Because I didn't have that relationship, unfortunately. My mum was out working and trying to provide for 6 kids, and my dad was an alcoholic. My sisters were trying to raise the rest of us. We didn't have that foundation. We have it now as a family, but we've had to have it. We have to survive. We're still living under the circumstances of what happened to me from being groomed at 12 years of age. Our lives are under threat because of that, and because of me giving evidence against the man that groomed me, that abused me, and that murdered Jonathan O'Reilly in 2004 outside Cloverhill prison. Nicola supported me, she helped me, and finally got me to a place where I was able to go to England, to the Priory, and I had to spend over a year there to get the proper help, to finally come to terms and to understand the level of grooming that I had been under and what had happened to me and the effect it had on my life, and the effect it still has. I take 14 tablets today. I'm diagnosed with post-traumatic stress, severe anxiety disorder, depression, numerous different diagnoses I've had since this has happened to me.
How do you think this legislation will affect the situation out there for children being groomed?
It's a credible message, isn't it, for kids, that this is a criminal offence to do that. And I know some children aren't going to be engaged enough maybe in education or in the news or what's going on, but if that message can seep through, the communities can come down through the community workers and all the rest of it, that this is a crime, that it's not acceptable to do that. It's another string in the armoury of police officers who are going out there trying to break up a gang, trying to take an individual who's causing a lot of chaos and a lot of destruction out of, sometimes when you take somebody out of the scene for even 3 years, everything will dismantle. And it can be extremely useful. I think it will be very useful legislation.
Hopefully this will be a warning and be a marker, a starting point. As Nicola says, 5 years is 5 years, but I think it's a huge step forward for the children of Ireland. I think, as Nicola says, people from the outside also need to start asking questions, and I think this will make that happen. I think the likes of Tusla, I think community centres, schools, teachers, other people will start asking more questions now, because there's a law in place that's able to lock these people away. As Nicola said, even if for 2 years, 3 years, it'll break that cycle, and it's going to give more children hope. And I think that's what we need, is hope and purpose.